Okay, so here is Rocco's fall training video, starting with the flat work. So these are the earliest videos I have of his flat work. In terms of comparison to last semester, it's fine. He's about where we left off, except now he has kind of learned how to be on the contact and how to get into that outside rain. So that was one of the things we worked on a lot, was just being forward, getting into the contact, pushing from behind, being able to collect, being able to extend and still stay in the bridle. So this is just a good representation of how inconsistent it is, but that it is there. This is a nice video of his canter. We also worked a lot on just improving the canter this semester and trying to get it more balanced. We started writing in the hackamore, and that was really helpful because I think it helped him kind of go forward without me being able to micromanage him so much with the bit. We worked a decent amount on pulls as well, and he really got quite good at them. One of the things we worked on was just making him kind of figure his feet out no matter the distance, and he got pretty good at it. I think he's at the point now where he can kind of do things on his own, especially just like a pull. He's gotten pretty self-sufficient. This was one of the first times in the indoor, so everything's not quite as strong. He just has trouble working in there. And then Rocco's big event of the semester, going to Black Hawk. He was really quite good, and his flat work was pretty strong at Black Hawk. I think the footing was really helpful for him, and he was very energetic, so he had an easier time, I think, kind of pushing forward into the bit. And as we go here, there's a couple of videos of that trot to canter transition, because we worked on that a lot this semester, and it really improved, which is nice. He's really figured out, at the trot at least, how to like collect and then go into the canter, which is pretty helpful. And of course we worked on simple changes as they came. We didn't specifically work on simple changes very much, but they improved kind of naturally through the work of that trot to canter transition and just having to do like our pulls and our courses and things. So these videos are just nice to look at, looking at how much more consistent he is with his contact and just how nice the canter is these days, at least comparatively. And then these last videos are just a representation of us actually working on the walk to canter. That one was really good. It doesn't always look like that, but that's okay. So moving on to the jumping. So Rocco had like maybe 3 goals for jumping, one of which was figuring out the trot jump, which he kind of ended up figuring out. The other 2 goals he had were, first of all, to be forward to the fences, because he tended to fade as you pointed him at the jump. And second of all, to just be able to figure his shit out when you gave him something that wasn't exactly perfect. So here's a couple of videos of him working on that trot jump. We haven't worked on them in a while, so I don't have any super recent videos of him doing them, but I think that they would have improved still, since we worked a lot on the trot to canter transition, and they were getting pretty good for a little bit there. Like this one is pretty good. And he's got a nice stride over that pole. This is a good representation of him just having to figure his shit out. Because I want him to be the kind of horse where you can just kind of like Sneaks, where you can just sit there and Sneaks will just kind of do it. And obviously Rocco's really far away from being like that, but I think that he improved his figuring out abilities a lot this semester, because I gave him a lot of bullshit to deal with, and he has more or less figured it out most of the time, even if that includes knocking over the jump, but that's okay. Here's some slayage over the hay bales with Sydney. He was great that night. This is a nice representation of him just kind of continuing down the line no matter what the stride was, which is a part of the just figuring his life out when he's faced with issues. This is also a good representation of how much straighter he can be. He's a little bit better to the left than to the right, as always, though. So these videos are a good representation of him being able to still move up on the backside of a fence, where before he would just like trot on the backside because he wasn't able to like deal with it. And then this day he was jumping super great this day, very, very nice, very forward, and it's just a really good representation of what I think he is capable of. It was really helpful. The footing was really nice, so he was just very comfortable overall. But he was very centered to every fence. He met it with like pretty good stride, especially when he had the energy. As we kept riding, he got a little bit more dull, but. And then kind of a direct contrast to that, in the indoor, he really struggles, especially that first day we were in the indoor. And then here at Black Hawk, once again, we're just having a great time. He was very forward this day too, so that was helpful. He was kind of almost running at the jumps, which is an interesting problem to have with him, but not one that I'm mad at necessarily. This line was like a little unorganized, but again, like he just kind of figures it out, which is great because that's what we want him to do. And this one we schooled over a couple times because he just kept doing weird things, but we ended on a pretty good note here. And then here's Anna doing him in a little gymnastic moment, which he kind of killed at times, and kind of killed at times by way of knocking over the cavalettis and almost falling over. And then here's our most recent ride where he was just super soft, super balanced, and just really nice overall. So lastly, Rocco started working on some kind of Liberty stuff this semester just for fun, and because, you know, we were riding quite a lot. He was going in practice too, so there were times where I was just like, we should just chill today. And so we just did some treat training, did a lot of trotting without the lead rope, a lot of moving the hind end. And he's really pretty good at it. He struggles if we like change the direction and I'm walking on the other side of him, or like he really struggles to move his shoulders over when I like kind of push him that direction. But he's gotten pretty good, and like, I don't know, it was just a fun thing for us to do together, and I think he enjoyed it, as he should, because he got so many treats for it. So yeah, success. Rocco has graduated from training class. What a guy.